Hey, you little cuties, Demi Bobemi here, and welcome to another speed build. This is another speed build in my medieval build series that I will kind of be doing. Oh, excuse me, Twitter decided to say hey. Anyway, so the medieval build series isn't really like supposed to be like a build series necessarily, but more of like preparation for a challenge that I've kind of been working on. If you have not seen my medieval church build, I kind of talk about it a little bit more in that one. I'll link that build somewhere up above or down below or somewhere. Anyway, so yeah, I'm doing a medieval challenge thing eventually when I can get these builds done. So firstly, I would like to say, obviously, this is a witch's hut. However, I would like to put out like a weird kind of like disclaimer, I guess. This witch's hut and the witch that lives here is based on like witch folklore and is not based like from real witches, I guess you could say. Like, I don't really know how to put that. But there are, if you don't know, real people in the real world that practice witchcraft, and are real life witches. And this is in no way like based on real witches. I took some of my inspiration from like actual like witchcraft practices, which you'll see later when I start decorating the build. But anyway, that's just that. This is more of like a folklore thing. Also, we don't have witches in The Sims 4. So the witch that lives here, I did want to have like supernatural powers. So she is a vampire. Excuse me. And I don't know, she's just generally like a really creepy person. I mean, if you guys are interested in her, you'll probably see her in the screenshots. And if you're interested in her, like I can upload her. I don't believe she has any custom content. She shouldn't have any custom content. But she's like really creepy. I think she's like evil, insane, and something else. But I don't know. I thought this was just like really super fun. And then I'm also building an outhouse here because I know that, okay, secondly, thirdly, something time, I would like to say that these medieval builds are going to be like relatively accurate, just because we can only really do so many things in The Sims 4, and I want to keep all of the like peasanty type houses, like the impoverished people, like I want them to have like outhouses. So the witch's hut has an outhouse. I'll be doing a couple more builds and those people will also have outhouses, because I don't feel like honestly, like now that I'm thinking of it, in medieval times, I think they just use like chamber pots, probably. I mean, I'm not a historian, so I'm not like 100%, but I know that they didn't have indoor plumbing at this point. They just used like chamber pots and like threw them out the window or whatever. Anyway, so even though this sim is a vampire, they don't need to eat like human food, I don't think. But I wanted to put a kitchen in here because my thought was like if they were cooking like brews and potions and all those kinds of things, that they would have a kitchen for that. And then all of these awesome, like disgusting, like wall falling apart things are so great from the vampire pack. Like real life, excuse me, I'm a little stuffed up today. If you are like, what pack should I get? I have enough money for one pack. Which one should I get? If you like creepy stuff, like if you're into that sort of like more like darker kind of thing, I would say get the vampire pack. Like 100%, this is such a fun pack. Like I literally can't handle it. It's so much fun. Anyway, so Ooh, oh, and then the spooky stuff I feel like goes really well with vampires, like just like, even though it's more novelty, I feel like, but that like cauldron I think is really cool, and it has like a little ghosty light show and stuff. It's real fun. But right there, that stand with the book on it, I specifically chose the picture with like the human heart, because even though I personally do not believe witches are evil, I don't really think that's, I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that in this video. But I don't believe all witches are evil. Anyway, folklore, I want this witch to be like harvesting like human parts, and like, I don't know, maybe that's like a love potion and you have to like harvest a real human heart or something and like put it into the brew for the love potion to work or something. I don't know. Like some sort of like hocusy pocusy. So, okay, I guess my vibe is more hocus pocus and less practical magic. You know what I'm saying? Like, because in hocus pocus, the witches are evil. Practical magic, they're just like normal, regular old people. So I feel like also a lot of the items are just so dingy and disgusting and great. Also, you'll see once I start decorating outside, it's not all like death and decay. I do put a lot of like plants and flowers around for the sole fact that regardless of if she's like good or bad, she would be using the same ingredients that someone else would use, just for a different purpose. Like, you know what I'm saying? So the outside, like, I go ham on like the landscaping. I know there's like a lot of builds where I'm like, landscaping, whatever. Like sometimes I just like don't feel inspired to do landscaping, but I didn't honestly like intend to do as much landscaping as I did, but I just like lost my mind, I guess. I don't know. But a lot of the stuff that we got from vampire packs, again, like these dead like briar vine things, and then the ivy, I feel, gosh, I just love this ivy so freaking much. Like, I cannot even begin to explain to you how much I love it. The only thing that makes me sad is like that one square ivy. Like, I love that it's like a one square thing, but I hate how like just square it is in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very cubicular, modular. It's very just like square shaped, and I feel like it just makes it really obvious. Anyway, so I did want to put like lots and lots and lots of like flowers and plants, because like as you can see, I specifically chose this lot, but as you can see, like, so this is in Wittenberg, and this is a lot that just has like a lot of forest around it, and I wanted the witch to live in a very like secluded area. I wanted her to be like you'll see kind of why later when I explain like what I've been working on, like why she's sort of like out in the middle of nowhere. I don't really want to give like too much away beforehand, but Sims will specifically have to come here for a certain reason, if you choose to do whatever. I just don't want to give too much away. Anyway, so I will talk about that once I can get these like builds in order. Anyway, so back to the build itself. I wanted to make like, I know with Get Together we got that like little like log shed, and I was going to use that, but then I had already built this sort of like overhang here, and I was like, you know what, I'll just make that like a log shed. And I just like sized up some debug logs, I think, that we got, and then just stacked them up with the 9 key to raise them up, which I really like. And then you saw me in the house, I was like trying to put stuff on the table. So I wanted that to be like a, oh my gosh, like, I don't know if like the table itself has a specific name, but here we go. I wanted it to be like a table that had like a crystal ball on it, so people could come and like get their fortunes told or something. So that's just like an onion. I couldn't find anything that was like spherical enough to fit there, and then I saw that onion and I was like, oh, perfect. So I don't know if you're like, because I kind of played with this build a little, and my sim didn't try to eat that onion. She is a vampire though, so I don't know. So just be aware, if you do decide to put this in your game, your sim may try to either A, eat the onion, or B, clean it up. So I don't know. Oh, and then putting some seed packets in here. So I don't know. I just feel like, not like, ooh, so it'll help you out in like gameplay necessarily, but I feel like she would just have like additional seed packets to grow additional like herbs and fruits and vegetables and stuff hanging around. Oh my gosh. And then this like Day of the Dead stuff that we got, excuse me. I love those skulls so much. Oh, and then also a huge thing in witchcraft, I know, is crystals. And so all of these crystals I wanted to put around, also like minerals and stones and stuff. So I'm putting a lot of those items around the place. And then I wanted it to be a little bit creepy, so I believe those are like space specimens or something, like if your sims do like the rocket science whatever, but they can like find these creepy little creatures and put them in jars. And so I figured, why not? And then I have like a couple of insects hanging around. I've got like a frog in there, because witches and toads, right? So anyway, oh man. And then on that chair, like instead of having it for like a sitting place, I used it as like storage, I guess. Because I did want this to be like very cluttered. Like this woman is like borderline a hermit, and she just like hangs out here by herself, so things aren't going to like be nice looking, I guess. So oh my gosh. And then these candles, like, so I know with Get Together we got like fake candle items that I had intended to use before we got vampires, but I'm so excited we have real candle like sconces that we can put on the walls. Oh, and then these lanterns I just raised up to like not symbolize, just to make them look like they're hanging from the ceiling, because I didn't want to give her a chandelier because I felt like that was a little bit too like nice and fancy. So I figured she'd probably just string up some like lanterns on the ceiling or something. And then, so these new stones we got with the vampire pack, I am in love with. I literally want to use them all day, every day, for every single freaking thing. I do take those out because they don't work. Sometimes terrain paint is just better because it looks more natural. And I didn't want anything to look like she really like went out of her way to make it look nice. And I felt like that just looked too nice. So I take those out and just do some terrain paint there. Also, I wanted like a little pond to be here, not for any like specific reason, to be honest with you, just to have it. I don't know, just because I feel like maybe that's where she gets her water from, even though it's really gross and disgusting. Oh, I think I actually used those stones in the pond because I'm like, where else am I gonna use them? And I feel like they kind of match that like pool trim that I put down too. And then of course, because you know me, I love really disgusting things. So there's like spider webs all over the place. This gross pond with like algae and grass growing in it. Like, to be honest, because like at first my thought was like, yeah, maybe this would be like her water source or something. But then I was like thinking like, how disgusting is this? Like, that's really gross, like, to be honest with you. Like, you'd probably get real sick, I would think, but whatever. I don't even know. Does she even need... I don't know. She's a vampire. Who can say? Ooh, and then this little area, I think as simple as it does turn out, like you'll see it's like relatively simple. But I think that's like my favorite spot in the entire build. So you see here, I'm putting down some of like the dead trees, but I wanted to mix them in with like the like living trees and stuff, because I didn't want it to just be like all dead. Like, I don't know, I just feel like that didn't match the surrounding area. Also, speaking of matching the surrounding area, I had gone into this wanting to landscape less so that it matched the surrounding area, but you know me, just can't help myself. So here I'm making this little like terrain paint, like kind of faux pathway to the front door, and I feel like the whole build is like really coming together here. I don't know, I just feel like once I start landscaping, like it really just like bada bing bada bang looks like a witch's hut. I do wish that like Granite Falls didn't need to be a destination only, and not like we couldn't live there, I guess. Excuse me. Because I feel like this build would have been so great to fit in Granite Falls. I don't know. Also, I wish like Granite Falls had more lots in it. I know it's like for camp. I guess like it's for camping, so why would they have a lot of lots? But whatever. So I just like literally, I actually like left in all of my landscaping because I feel like I haven't really like landscaped like this in a while, or like shown landscaping in a while. So I was like, you know what? Like, I had such a fun time landscaping this that I was like, you know, I'll show it. Like, why not? Also, I was watching Gossip Girl, which for some reason, so I know it's like super old and like it's really cheesy, and I've watched Gossip Girl like in its entirety like 4 times already. Like all of the seasons, like all the way through like 4 times. But like for some reason, I don't know what it is about Gossip Girl, but like it makes me feel like motivated and like inspired for some reason. Oh my gosh, what the heck is happening? Get out of here, freaking Facebook. You don't know my life. So I don't know, for some reason Gossip Girl like sometimes can get me like really like motivated and inspired. So I was like, ooh, all the plants everywhere. So that's happening right now. Yeah, I don't know. And then I think I like am finishing up with, let me look here. I think I'm finishing up with, yeah, the landscaping. And then I work on the little creepy dead area there with the tombstones. Also, I don't know whose tombstones those are supposed to be honest. I just really like them because they have bats on them. I'm guessing they're like vampire tombstones. Like if a vampire dies, like that's the tombstone they get. But like, I don't know. They're just really creepy and cool, so. Ooh, oh. So these little pebbles, this little clutter decoration, I love these so much because I feel like it, I don't know, I feel like a lot of times it's in the details, like what really kind of like makes a build or just about anything, just kind of like really bring it together. Like, I don't know, because it's like you're putting plants in there, like there would be rocks and stuff around, and I wasn't really feeling like the big like bouldery rocks. Then I'm like, oh yeah, those pebbles I recently discovered are like mind-blowing. I love them so freaking much. Ooh, and then in here I had to unlock those tomes because I had already moved my sim into this lot, and so I couldn't use them without unlocking them. So, but I feel like those tomes are like so freaking great. Like they just look so ancient and like awesome. Oh my gosh. And then I was using the Dine Out jars of like food and stuff. I don't know. Jars just like scream witches to me. And candles, like candles and like jars of things is just like super witchy. So had to get a lot of those. And then here we go. This is sort of, because this witch is evil, I have created this little like creepy shrine for this like werewolf deity that like this is probably where she goes and like worships. So, oh, and then using the holiday candles, like the white swatch of those candles are like really universal. Like I know it has like the pine leaves and stuff around, or the pine needles around them and stuff, but I think those are absolutely like perfect and they go so well. And I use those because she probably is a very like naturey person, obviously, so why would she not decorate her candles with like naturey stuff? And then here I am just slapping some lanterns all around to brighten the place up, because it was kind of dark. And again, I know like those little kerosene lamps like didn't exist in the medieval times, but cut me some slack. There's only so much I can do. Anyway, we're just at the screenshots, and do be aware I took these screenshots at nighttime, like in the game, because I felt like it made it like creepier and more ambient. So I really hope you enjoy those. And as always, I really appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me. I'm really enjoying these like medieval builds. If you guys have any suggestions, comments, tips, tricks, anything of the like, as always, leave them in the comment section below. And I will leave you guys to enjoy the screenshots, and I'll see you little cuties in the next one. Bye.